Welcome to Wayne's World Garage. We're at the sawmill again today. Happy hump day. It's only 34 degrees outside, so we're having a heat wave. In Maryland, it's kind of cold, but whatever. Might snow this afternoon, might ice, might rain. Anyway, we've done a bunch of work. Tom and Alan and I were here last week on an off day, and we worked on the 56-inch saw blade, which we had some problems with. So we changed all the bits out. We put the steel bits back in, took the carbide ones out. We ran it for a little bit on some small wood, and it seemed to work out pretty well. We also adjusted the guides a little bit because I think the guides were kind of tight. So today will be the big test. And let's see what we have to saw today. We've got some pine, which is a softwood, but this is, look at the size of this thing. Any way you look at it, that's a big piece of wood. Every bit of 36 inches. So we'll see how it goes. We'll saw it up. We're gonna have to stop sign it. Might actually be 37, but it's pine. And we've got a 56-inch saw blade. Let's see how that works out. So some of you very smart people have mentioned you're missing a bit. The bits of the little things here, which actually saw. This is what we replaced with high-speed steel ones. We were. So we did have this blade sent out. And at first I wasn't sure quite how they fixed it. But you can see they actually did. They cut a piece in here, they welded it, and they ground it smooth. So we got the socket fixed. Socket's where the bit goes and the shank and all that stuff goes. That's what they call that stuff. So we'll try it out. And it says done on it. So we'll try it. It seemed to run pretty good. Tuesday we ran it for just a little bit, or Monday. Let's see how it runs on this big log. Anyway, we've got new bits in here. We've got this thing fixed. Let's try it out and see how she does.
As some of you have astutely realized, our laser pointer was not exactly pointing towards the saw blade and the log. So I tried playing around a little bit. Alan, the brilliant man he is, came up with a T-slot. That's a woodworking thing. Put it in a piece of wood, and then we have some adjustments so we can slide this thing in and out. So we were playing with that. Let's see how she works. Not quite perfect. A little bit of tweaking. It'll be great next week. Before we roll this big log on here, strap the carriage down. Make sure it's safe.
All right, you got a wedge right by you, Bruce.
Now that the carriage is strapped down, it's time to roll this log onto it. The log weighs about 2,300 pounds. Pretty heavy. It's hard to roll, and it takes more than one of us to roll it on here. What's Cody doing? Cody's driving a tractor, so it takes a few of us here to roll this guy on. It's a big log, and it's heavy, and you'll see this is not just one cut with a saw blade. It takes a lot of work to use this thing, make this thing to a stop sign, and get some useful cants out of it.
Ready? Here we go.
With a 56-inch blade, if you cut that in half, that's like 28 inches, minus the mandrel, which I think is 3 or 4 inches. We should be able to cut about a 2-foot log. As you can see, we got another foot sticking out over the top. So it makes for a lot of extra work. And you'll see, we're going to work on this guy. We've got to stop sign it. You rotate it a little bit at a time. And as you can see, we barely get the dogs in on the back of this. So rotating it is not so simple. When we try and spin it a little bit or pull it forward, it ends up spinning on us. But we'll get it done. Well, this stick here is pine. Some lady gave it to us, and she really wanted to see us make boards out of it. So that's what we're doing. And our buddy Euro at Annapolis Tree was kind enough to help drop it off. Alan and I picked up a couple of them, but some of these we could barely move. Regardless, it's pine. It's the softest wood we have. It's one of the softest woods. It's not exactly oak. It's not maple or anything like that. But the important thing is it appears that our saw is cutting very well. The boards we take out of this are perfect, and it's not getting overly warm, not getting warm at all, as it should not do anyway. So we're kind of excited about that. Well, this is one place where everyone is really happy that we have the log turner here. If we didn't have the log turner, this would be impossible to do. Fortunately, all we can do is drop the winch, and Matt and Alan really can spin it. The part we don't really like is Wayno, as you can see, is on the other side of the carriage to redog this thing. And Matt, look at Matt, he's got to like climb over there and reach over there. He's not a young chicken, so doing that's kind of difficult. More importantly, it's pretty dangerous, actually. I don't like doing this. So if anybody's got any brilliant ideas how to do that, yeah, buy some air dogs. Well, we don't have air dogs. That's not going to happen. So it's a little bit of a trick. Fortunately, we don't have a runaway carriage. The carriage is pretty stable. So I'm not too worried about him cutting Matt's head off. Well, I shouldn't have said that, should I? Or my head. All right, so we're not experts, and before you all leave comments saying how silly we are, stupid might be the right word, I do understand, we understand, you know what, we shouldn't have pulled it forward because all we have to do is rotate this log a little bit, which is what we started doing after a while when Wayno realized it took like 3 horses to pull this thing forward. It weighs 2,000 pounds, and watch it, it doesn't exactly slide, it rolls because we can't get the dogs to bite down hard enough because we don't have the log is too big. Regardless, we do a good job, and we continue to stop signing this thing. Leave a comment if you want to see this. I saved you about 30 minutes of pain because our cable on the hoist got wrapped around the axle, if that makes any sense. Regardless, it took 30 minutes of 8 guys trying to figure it out. But we did get it figured out, a little bit of brute force involved, and Matt and Alan got back to turning logs. And we turn this log, and then we get back to stop signing it.
Vacation's over. Get back to work.
Oh, you guys not fucking around now?
As you can see, probably a little bit too enthusiastic. I should not have pulled the log forward, and we shouldn't have rolled it at the same time. The next few, we're just going to roll them a little bit. The saw blade doesn't even come close to cutting through this log, so we've got to go down the other end, and we've got to deal with that with a chainsaw. Blah, blah, blah. We got that slab whacked off, and now Alan and Tom and us, we're going to roll this guy a little bit. Well, we're getting it figured out, and we're getting this guy sawed into a stop sign, so it's getting a little bit smaller. And as you'll see, the next time I can get like 3 or 4 slices out of it, we've got it set to 1 inch, so we're not going too far, but we're almost done, and we're almost ready to start making big cants out of this thing. We're getting there. You may wonder, what's Wayno doing here? Why are we putting the chocks under there? This log is heavy. It's 2,000 pounds. Well, at least it was when it started, but it's unstable. So if we're not careful, when we release the dogs, and if the hook is not on it, where Matt and Alan are doing it, this thing could roll back and pinch my toe, or Alan's toe, or Matt's toe. We wouldn't want that. So we're trying to put chocks there to hold the log in place. I don't know if they really would or not, but it makes us feel better. Okay, we've got a nice flat spot on this thing, and I measured it, and the top part is less than 24 inches. So we're going to put the part facing the saw blade down, so it's going to roll, 270 degrees, and then we can start making some boards for Tom, and then we'll cut some nice cants. Finally, it's taken a long time to get it going, but we're getting it done.